Hey everybody, this is Joe. Thank you for watching my Giga-Texas construction update video. Making these videos takes me a lot of time and energy, and it is through generous support that I am able to continue to do so. A special thank you to my Patreon supporters for your continued encouragement and support. If you would like to support me and become a patron, here is the link and it will be in the video description as well. Please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel, as this is also helpful. Thank you. For today's video, I thought I would start with a viewer's Sarvesh's question about how does Giga-Texas battery cell area compare in size and capacity to the Fremont Kato Road battery production site. And I thought this was an excellent idea. I did some research on it to try to find out some more information, and I got a lot, and it turns out that there was so much that I'm going to make this one part one, and we'll talk about just the dimensions and the production capacity, and then we'll have another part two a little bit later date when we talk about the lithium hydroxide production that will also happen at Giga-Texas. For those that you don't know, Kato Road battery production site is Tesla's prototype and pre-production site that they built near Fremont, and they talked about it during Battery Day, and it's where the 4680 production process is being tested out and refined before being rolled out to the other factories. And as you know, here's the area that Giga-Texas will be having the battery cell and, in addition, lithium hydroxide production facility. So let's take a look at the dimensions, and then we can talk about what we think the capacity might be. And then, of course, we'll do part two a little bit later when we talk about lithium hydroxide production. Let's start by getting a little bit information about Kato Road. On the 22nd of October, Teslarati ran this article, and they gave some of the information that we need about Kato Road. And it also relates to how it would be supporting other factories like Giga Berlin. According to the article, Kato Road is about 184,880 square feet, or about 17,176 square meters of production space for their prototype efforts. And initially, they're targeting about 10 gigawatts of battery capacity in 2021, and 10 gigawatts is about enough for 100,000 vehicles with a 100 kilowatt battery pack, just to give you some scale. And in addition to that, Tasmania wrote an article about the same time, 24 September, and they said that the ultimate capacity for Kato Road may be about 20 gigawatt hours in 2022 and beyond. So let's take a look at Giga-Texas and see what we can figure out about the approximate area. I took these pictures on the 8th of March, and these are at 4 different vantage points. And many of you have seen the construction of the footings and also the excavations. For the purposes of this particular discussion, I'm going to exclude this yellow area, and we can maybe say that's the entrance for the facility or so forth. And I'm going to concentrate on that square area that's outlined with the dashed lines. And the reason for this is just to try to keep this discussion fairly simple and basic at this point in time. It could be a larger area, and we'll see in the future. To start the discussion about the battery cell area size at Giga-Texas, we need to have some basic dimensions, and I covered this on my 1 December video, so take a look at that for the background information and what I'm using. So if we exclude the area for the hypothetical entrance as shown in the yellow, we look at the yellow dashed line area, we see that the length is about 560 feet, 455 feet in width, or a total area of about 254,000 square feet, or about 23,770 square meters. And we know at Giga-Texas they're building more than one floor. So for this discussion, we're going to assume a second floor with the same basic dimensions. So that would add another 254,000 square feet, or 23,770 square meters, for a total of about 508,000 square feet. But we know not all of that's going to be battery, so I'm going to subtract out about 58,000 of it for cargo loading and other non-battery production uses. So that gives us about 450,000 square feet. So if we keep in mind that the Kato Road facility is a prototype test bed, the results that they are finding now and their expectations may not be exactly the same as what we'll see at a completed facility like Giga-Texas. In fact, Giga-Texas may be much more refined and a lot more capable. But based on the square footage alone, it looks like Giga-Texas is at least 2.5 times larger than what Kato Road has. And if we extrapolate that out, we could say that that's at least the capacity that Giga-Texas can expect. Okay, now that you have a little bit of information about what all will be done at Giga-Texas, we can kind of try to look at that question that Savarj asked. So Giga-Texas could easily have at least 2.5 times more battery cell capacity than Kato Road, which means about a 50 gigawatt production capacity is not really a challenge. And they'll be producing lithium hydroxide for the cathode, which we'll cover in part 2 in a future video. And again, 50 gigawatts is about enough for 500,000 100 kilowatt size battery vehicles, or about 675,000 with a 75 kilowatt battery. Now keep in mind, all of this stuff is just basic discussion. The information is very simplified, and we may find out that the capacities are greatly different than what we're producing here, but at least we're kind of trying to answer the question and give you an idea of how Giga-Texas stacks up to the pre-production and prototype facility at Kato Road. I'd like to thank Sarvish for an excellent question, and I hope that all of you found this information useful and informative. My drones are ready and raring to go. Let's go flying over Giga-Texas.
you.